Welcome everyone. So this is a pigeon focus pose vinyasa, which means that we will move through a variety of poses that resemble the shape of pigeon pose, helping us to deepen our understanding of the pose through different lenses. So to begin, we're going to start in Sukhasana, simple seated pose. Press your outer feet down into the ground. Press your outer knees down towards the ground. Rest your hands on your lap. Close your eyes and sit up tall. And choose to focus your awareness on the movement of your breath in and out of the body. When we talk about focus, we talk about choice. Focus is all about choice. When we choose to focus on something, we are choosing not to focus on everything else. And whatever we focus on, we move towards, whether we're conscious of it or not. So let's use our ability to focus here on our mat today to help us move towards that which we want. So you can call this intention or sankalpa. Let the breath help to carry you there towards whatever you want today. Take an inhale through the nose. Out the mouth, exhale. Seal your lips. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose as you flutter your eyes open and take in the light of your space again. Extend your legs out in front of you, so facing the front of your mat. And then bend your left knee and cross your left ankle over your right thigh, so creating a figure 4 shape with your legs. Press your sitting bones down and then hover your hands. From here, twist your chest and your shoulders to the right. And then bring your hands down, so left hand to the sole of the left foot, right fingers to the ground behind you. Press into the foot, press into the ground to twist even more to the right, and feel your outer left knee get heavy towards the ground. One more breath. Untwist, keep the cross of the left ankle. Start to bend your right knee, sliding the right heel in as you bring your hands behind your bum to the ground. Flatten the sole of the right foot, and then start to move your knees from side to side, exploring this range of motion through the hips and the low back. Stay connected to breath. And then come back to center. And to stretch it out a little bit more and to wake up the shoulders and the back body, press into the right foot, press into the hands, lift your bum up, reach your knees forward, and let your head fall back for reverse table with figure 4 legs. One more breath. Lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes. And then slowly lower the hips back down. Extend both of your legs long in front of you. And now go ahead and bend the right knee. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh, creating a figure 4 here. And then sit up tall on your sitting bones, hover your hands, and then use the strength of your core to twist your chest and your shoulders to the left. Then the left fingers come down to the ground, right hand to the sole of the right foot. Use the hands here to help find a little bit more rotation through the spine. Turning the chin over towards the left shoulder, widening the outer right knee down towards the ground for 2 more breaths. Untwist back to center. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips facing forward. Start to bend your left knee, slide the heel in so you can flatten the sole of the left foot to the ground. And then from there, rock the knees from side to side. Go slow enough so you can really hear the feedback from the body as you move through this side to side range of motion. And then come back to center. Press into the left foot, press into the hands, squeeze your glutes to lift your hips, reach your knees forward, let the head fall back. 2 breaths. Slowly lower the bum back down. Uncross the right ankle. Swing your legs around and let's come onto all fours, hands and knees. Now you can face the front of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you. It's just a little easier. Mobilizing the spine with breath here. Take an inhale, reach your chest forward, lift your tailbone, let the belly drop, look up. Exhale, round your spine, chin towards the chest. Inhale, chest forward and through, pull the shoulder blades back, lift your throat. And exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, press the tailbone forward. Come back to a neutral tabletop here. And then walk your hands back to your knees, stand up on your knees. Now from here, have your knees under your hips. Stand tall on the knees, take an inhale. As you exhale, side bend to the right, reach your right fingertips towards the ground. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Stay here, keep the right fingertips towards the ground. Crawl the right fingers out to the right and step your left foot out to the left. Create a firm connection between the sole of the left foot and the ground. Plant the right hand flat on the ground. Reach your left arm across the left ear. Get super long through the left side of your body here. Take one more breath. Now lift the left foot off of the ground. From there, step the left foot forward in front of you, a little mini lunge. And then with this left hand that's lifted, start to sweep it under the right arm. So turn your belly and your chest down towards the mat and slide the left hand under the right arm, like you're threading it through. One more breath here. Now from here, plant the left hand down to the ground, so both hands are on the ground to the right. Extend your right leg long to the left, reaching the right foot towards the left, and then sit down on your right hip. So coming into this kind of weird, loungy kind of twist here on the ground. And then turn over your left shoulder, bring the left fingertips to the ground behind you, twist open to the left. Getting into the hips, getting into the spine, into the chest and the shoulders. One more breath. Untwist. Bring both legs together. Slide the knees in, bend the knees, and then come back to stand on your knees. Take an inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Reach the left fingertips down. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the right. So get shorter through the right side, longer through the left. Last time, inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Crawl your left fingers out to the left as you step your right foot out to the right, planting the entire sole of the right foot down, and then flatten the palm of the left hand on the ground as you reach the right arm across the right ear and get really long from the right fingertips all the way to the right foot. Last breath here. Now lift your right foot off the ground and step the right foot just in front of you. So bend the knee to do that. With this right hand, thread it under the left arm. So turn the belly and the chest downward and slide the right fingers as far back as you can. Let the head be heavy and take 2 breaths into the middle of your back. Plant the right hand down by the left. And then slide the left leg nice and long behind you and sit onto the left hip. So left leg is extended, right knee is bent, sole of the right foot on the ground. We're going to twist, bring the right hand to the ground behind you. Look over your right shoulder. Pull the back of the right shoulder back. Feel everything you feel for 2 more breaths. Keep choosing where your focus is. Every moment we get a choice on what we want to focus on. Untwist, so bring the hand back. Bring the legs together, bend the knees, and come back to hands and knees facing the front of your mat. Tabletop. Tuck the toes under, send the hips back, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Feel the breath move in and out of the body as you start to stretch through the backs of the legs, the shoulders. Get longer from the crown of the head to the tailbone. One more breath. Inhale forward to high plank. Option to drop the knees or not. Chaturanga as you exhale. Lower to a hover. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Reach the chest forward. Through the knees or not, exhale, downward facing dog. One breath in. One breath out. Look forward, inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to your hands. Lengthen your spine, inhale, open your chest. And bow over your legs as you exhale. Stand up, reach up, look up, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Keep the hands lifted. Exhale, bend your knees and reach your sitting bones down. Utkatasana, chair pose. Pull the thumbs back in space. Feel the shoulders wake up. Pull your weight back towards your heels. Bend your knees more. Take an inhale. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands down, step to plank and lower with the same exhale. Use your knees if you need. Hover the belly and chest. And then inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, lift your left leg to the sky and take an inhale. Keep the left leg lifted, bend the left knee and open the hip up to the left. Squeeze the left heel in towards the left glute. Try to square your shoulders and take one more breath, lifting the inner left knee higher. Straighten the left leg, square the hips, look forward, inhale. And then as you exhale, left knee comes forward towards the chest and then step the left foot forward between the hands. Now from here, bring both hands to the inside of the front foot, so the inside of the left foot, and lift your left heel. Left heel lifts. Keep that. Pivot on the back foot to bring the back heel down and lift the back toes. Then pull the front heel back in space and then set it down. Lower your pelvis between the legs for Skandasana, side lunge. So you can use the left elbow here to press the left knee out. Get nice and long through the inner left thigh. Feel free to let the shoulders kind of lean forward as long as you keep working the outer left knee back in space. Find one more breath. Now, turn the chest and the shoulders forward, pivot on the back foot, and lift the back heel. Plant your hands down, lift your front foot, and cross the left ankle over the right thigh, creating figure 4 legs like we did in seated. And then send your hips up and back for figure 4 downward facing dog. Option to stay here or move through figure 4 vinyasa. Inhale forward to high plank with figure 4 legs. Exhale, chaturanga. Let the inner left knee come down, inner left foot down. Inhale, cobra pose, press into the hands. And exhale, hips up and back, figure 4 downward facing dog. Step the left foot down and feel free to pedal out the feet for 1 breath. Use your next inhale to lift the right leg to the sky. And as you exhale, open that hip up, bend the knee, and pull the heel in towards your right bum cheek. Right shoulder comes down a little bit. Lift your inner right knee. 1 more breath. Straighten the right leg, square the hips, look forward, inhale. Exhale, right knee comes in towards the chest, and step the right foot forward between the hands. Both hands come to the inside of the front foot, the right foot. Lift your front heel. Keep it lifted as you pivot on the back foot. So turn your belly and chest to the left. Back heel down, left toes lift. And then move the right heel back in space. Then set it down as the pelvis drops between the legs. Keep widening the right knee out to the right. Maybe let the chest and shoulders come forward slightly and feel all the space you're creating through the back of the left leg. 1 more breath. Pivot on the back foot, coming back onto the left toes. Turn the chest and the shoulders to square to the front. Plant the hands, lift your front foot, and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Figure 4 legs, and then reach the hips up and back for figure 4 downward facing dog. Option to stay or move through vinyasa. Inhale forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Let the inner knee and inner foot touch down on the ground. Press into the hands, reach the chest forward, cobra pose. Downward facing dog with figure 4 legs. Step the right foot down. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest, and then step the left foot forward between the hands. High lunge, inhale, reach the hands up, and pause here as you exhale. So this is a bit of a brain teaser flow here to really get our focus to come online. Our ability to focus. So from here, reach your right hand forward, left hand back, twist to the left. Reach your left hand forward to meet the right. Now bring all of your focus and attention to the right hand. Look at the right hand. Keep looking at the right hand. Pull the right hand across your body and pull it all the way behind you. Keep looking at the right hand. Pivot the back heel down, landing in warrior 2, looking at the back hand. Keep looking at your right hand and come to warrior 2 on the other side. So pivot on both feet, keep looking at the right fingers, lunge towards the back of your mat, warrior 2. Keep looking to the right hand, bring the left hand to meet the right, lift your back heel now, the left heel, crescent lunge towards the back of the mat. Lift your hands. Twist to the right, left hand forward, right hand back. Now bring the right hand to meet the left. Transfer all of your awareness and focus to the left hand. Keep looking at the left hand. Peel it across the body. Reach it back. Pivot on the back heel. Warrior 2, looking at the back hand, the left hand. Keep looking at your left fingers. Pivot on both feet to find warrior 2 on the other side. Lunging now towards the front of the mat. Breathe. Right hand comes to meet the left. Lift the back heel. Crescent lunge, hands lift. We're going to do that one more time. Right hand forward, left hand back, twist. Left hand comes to meet the right. Focus all your awareness on the right hand. Pull the right hand across your body. Pull it back, pivot on the back heel, warrior two, looking at the back hand. Warrior two on the other side, keep looking at the right hand. Left hand comes to meet the right, lift your back heel, crescent lunge, hands high. Left hand forward, right hand back, twist to the right. Right hand comes to meet the left, bring all of your focus to the left hand. Drag the left hand across the body and behind you, pivot on the back heel, warrior two, looking at the back hand. Pivot on both feet, warrior two, facing the front of the mat. Right hand comes to meet the left, lifting the back heel for crescent lunge. Hands come forward and down, downward facing dog. Feel free to stay here, move in downward dog, or flush that out with a vinyasa. Inhale forward to high plank, and exhale lower. Upward facing or cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One breath in, one breath out. Bend your knees, please, and walk your hands back to your feet. So coming to a forward fold at the back of the mat, and then bend the knees even more, and round yourself up to stand. Working half chair pose here. Shift your weight to the left foot, reach your right knee forward, cross your right ankle over the left thigh. So you see the patterns. Hands come to your chest. Now let the thumbs here be a reminder to keep the chest lifted, broaden across the collarbones, like you're reaching the chest to your thumbs. Start to bend your standing leg, so the left knee, reach your bum back behind you, reach the chest and shoulders forward. Getting a nice opening through the outer right leg here, as well as working balance and stabilizing the left leg. One more breath. Now from here, let the shoulders round forward, reach your fingertips forward, so much so that they come down to the ground, and then crawl your hands forward, keeping the cross of the legs, coming to figure four plank. Now transition to figure four side plank, pivot on the back foot, come to the outer edge of the left foot, reach the right hand up. Now that right foot is there if you need to touch down as a little kickstand and support. Otherwise, staying here for 3, for 2, for 1. Figure four plank. Keep the cross of the right ankle, hands down. Now reach your right shin forward and down for pigeon pose. You knew we'd get there at some point. Look over your left shoulder and make sure that the left leg is a direct extension of the left bum cheek. We don't want it crossing in or out. And then you can relax the back toes. Come to your fingertips for a moment. Just feel your weight balanced between your legs. Take a breath here. So we've already been doing lots of work to open up the hips. Let's explore pigeon pose variations here a little bit. Bring your right hand forward more. And then thread your left arm under the right. So reach your left fingers to the right and reach your left shoulder towards the ground. Maybe rest the left side of the head on the ground too. 2 more breaths. Untwist. Bring your hands to the ground. Walk your fingers back, coming to fingertips, so that your fingers are more or less in line with your front knee. Now see if you can lift your chest higher. Bend your left knee. So pull the left heel in towards the left bum cheek. Can you press the outer right shin down enough, lift the chest enough to float the hands, cactus the arms, pull the forearms and the hands back, reach the chest forward. One more breath. Hands come down, back foot comes down. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. And notice as you do that, that your weight shifts forward. So let that happen. Crawl your hands forward, pull the shoulders forward, and then see if you can press into the outer right shin, lean yourself forward enough that you can lift the back foot off the ground. One more breath. Back foot comes down, tuck the toes, step it back, downward facing dog. Stay or vinyasa, inhale forward, high plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing or cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Bow as you exhale. Stand up, reach up, look up, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Relax your arms by your side, shift your weight to the right foot, inhale, lift your left knee forward. Exhale, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, widen the left knee back. Hands to your chest, lift your chest up to your thumbs, and then bend your standing leg. Bend your right knee, reach the bum back. Keep a lift of the chest here. Keep lengthening through the back body. Keep choosing your focus, whatever that might be. Stay connected to breath. Let the breath carry you towards that which you're focusing on. Now keep the cross of the left ankle. Round your shoulders forward. Reach your fingers forward. Reach them forward enough that they touch down, and then crawl the hands forward. Figure 4 plank. From here, figure 4 side plank. Pivot to the outer edge of the right foot. Shift your weight to the right hand. Lift the left hand up. Now again, the left foot is there if you need to touch it down. Otherwise, hover here for 3, for 2, for 1, figure 4 plank, both hands down. Now pull the left shin forward and down for pigeon pose. Back knee comes down. Take a peek over the right shoulder. Center that right leg behind the right bum cheek. And then rest the top of the foot down. Feel your weight between your legs. Feel everything you feel, whatever that might be. Left hand comes forward slightly, and then thread the right arm under the left. So reach the right fingers across to the left. Reach your outer right shoulder towards the ground, if not on the ground, and then rest the head maybe. And 2 more deep, nourishing breaths here. Untwist, bring your hands down to the mat. Walk your fingertips back so they're more or less in line with your left knee. Keep your chest really lifted here. Start to bend your right knee, pulling the right heel in. So recruit the strength of the hamstrings to curl that heel in, and then see if you can press the left shin down, lift the chest enough, engage the back enough to float the hands, cactus your arms, pull the chest forward, shoulder blades back, forearms back, back of the head lifts back. 1 more breath. Fingertips come down, back foot comes down. Now tuck the back toes, walk the hands forward slightly, and then press into the back toes to lift the back knee. And let that propel your weight forward Walk your hands forward even more. Press your outer left shin down more and lift your back foot. Let your weight come forward. One more breath. Reach the back foot down. Tuck the back toes. Let's step it back to downward facing dog. Stay or vinyasa. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, low plank. Back bend of choice. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. One breath in. One breath out. Bend your knees. Walk your hands back to your feet. Halfway lift. Inhale. Bow as you exhale. Stand up, reach up, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Relax your arms. So exploring Eka Pada Galavasana, flying pigeon pose here. So it's pigeon pose, but using chaturanga shelf with the arms to lift it off of the ground. The hips are already ready. Now, you still might find that it's hard. The hardest part, really, I think, is bringing the hands down to the ground in this position. Yeah? So if that's the case, you can use blocks under the hands to kind of bring the ground up to you. Otherwise, I'll show you from this angle the setup. So you can do this with me. Lift your right knee, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, like we've been doing. Then bend the standing leg, reach your bum back. And then we bring the hands to the heart to begin. And then we reach the hands forward, letting the shoulders round. Now, the most important part here is the hook of these toes. So my right toes are pulling back and hooking on my upper left arm, the triceps, yeah? So that when we come into the position, coming forward and down with the shoulders. See how I'm rounding the shoulders forward. Hook the toes, reach the hands forward. Shift your weight forward, bringing the shin onto the upper arms. And then grip the mat with the fingers, create that chaturanga shelf, and lift the back foot. Now with the hook of the toes, you might be able to extend the back leg long. Flying pigeon. All about pulling the toes back on the upper arm. And then come on out. Give it a little stretch between sides. Catch your breath. Maybe stand up and recalibrate a little bit. Notice what happened, what worked, what didn't. And choose what you want to focus on. Yeah? Focus on feeling strong, maybe, in the body, no matter what happens outside of result. Let's try the other side. So left knee forward. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend your standing leg, hands to chest. Reach the bum back, reach the chest forward. Let the shoulders round forward as you reach the hands forward. Hook the toes back. Pull the toes back on the upper right arm. Walk the hands forward slightly, create that shelf for the left shin, and then lift the right foot off the ground. And then from there, maybe extend the back leg. Give it one more breath if you're in the air. And then return to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Feel free to press pause if you want to try that one more time each side, yeah? Otherwise, we flow. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees a lot. Walk your hands forward to plank pose. Take an inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Bring your knees down. And then swing your legs out to one side and sit back on your bum. Extend your legs forward towards the front of the mat. Now, lean your weight to the left. Bend your right knee. Catch a hold of the top of the right foot with the right hand. Use the right hand to pull the heel in towards the right bum cheek. Keep that, and then reach both sitting bones down to the ground, bringing the inner foot and the inner shin down. If this is really uncomfortable for the knee, having the foot kind of winged out to the side, you can sit on a block, prop yourself up. Otherwise, let's twist away from the bent legs. So turn your chest and your shoulders to the left. Fingertips down. Pull the back of the left shoulder back. Turn your chin over the left shoulder. Deepen your breath. Choose what you're focusing on. Just make a choice. Maybe it's breath. Maybe it's presence. Maybe it's space or a specific intention. Untwist back to center. Bring your hands behind you. Lean back away from your legs. Maybe come on to forearms. Keep reaching the inner right knee down. Get super long through the hip flexors and the quadriceps of the right side. One more breath. Come back to your hands, lift yourself up. Lean to the left and extend your right leg long. Feel what you feel when you do that. Shift your weight to the right, bend your left knee, catch the top of the left foot with the left hand. Use that hand and the arm to pull the heel in towards the left bum cheek. Keep that action and then reach both sitting bones down. So come back between the legs, resting the inner shin and the inner left foot down to the ground outside of the left hip. Yeah? From here, we twist away from the bent leg. So turn your belly, turn your chest, turn your shoulders to the right, fingertips down. Pull the back of the right shoulder back. Look behind you. And enjoy a couple of breaths here. Untwist, back to center. Lean your shoulders and your chest away from your legs. So either keep your hands down, maybe come down to forearms, reaching the inner left knee down and forward. And then you can kind of watch the belly's movement as the breath pulses in and out of the body. One more breath. Lift yourself back to your hands. Come back up. Extend your left leg out in front of you. And then use your hands behind you to just kind of lean your weight back as you windshield wiper your toes from side to side. Feel everything you feel. Let this rotation come up into the hips, the pelvis, the low back. And then come back to center, bend your knees, and find a comfortable cross-legged position, coming full circle with our practice today. Close your eyes. Take a few more mindful, conscious breaths. So as you go forward into your day, notice what the mind latches onto, where your focus gets pulled. But remember that focus is like the currency of our consciousness. Be careful where you spend it, because we will always move towards whatever we focus on, whether we're conscious of it or not, whether we want it or not. Let's commit to engaging with that choice. Bring your hands together in front of your beautiful heart. Thank yourself for showing up here in body and mind today. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. From my heart to yours, namaste.